Fuel management questions answered from an industry leader.
Welcome to this week's Cruiser Customizing Tip of the Week, where we have Dan from DynoJet talking about fuel management. Now, one question that we get often here is, do I need to rejet? Do I need a power commander? Do I need to modify my fuel?
Oh, that's the most common question, because people, of course, they don't want to have an expense that's not going to have a benefit for them. When we change something like as simple as a slip-on, we're looking for a horsepower gain. We're looking for an increase in airflow. And so when we do that, increase in airflow without doing anything for fuel management, we actually run the bike leaner, which is not a good thing.
Now, when you say run a bike leaner, what exactly does that mean?
That means I'm not getting the correct amount of fuel in with the amount of air going in the cylinder, and I'm actually short on fuel. That makes that engine actually run hotter, and hot on anything mechanical is a detriment to its life and to its performance.
So, fuel management is absolutely a necessary component if you're doing a slip-on or a full system.
Absolutely.
Now, Dan, most of the time when people talk about fuel management, they're talking about the relationship to exhaust.
Yes.
But a lot of people out there these days are putting either a K&N high flow filter into their stock air box or adding an aftermarket air kit, such as a hypercharger, power flow, things of that nature. So, if I were going to run stock exhaust but change my air intake, would I need to use some sort of fuel management?
Your reason for changing an air cleaner is to increase your airflow into that engine. Yes, you do definitely need to take and do fuel management with an air cleaner.
Some of the side effects or byproducts of not having a correct air-fuel mixture.
If you've ever ridden a bike that is running lean, in other words, short on fuel, which is the most common problem we run into, you notice that the engine runs hotter. Exhaust runs a lot hotter. You also may notice a lot more discoloration on your exhaust system. You may notice a hiccup or a sneeze, or it's sluggish as you start rolling into the throttle. The thing it feels like it's hesitating to take off.
Now, a lot of times people complain about the popping on decel or a slight backfire. Is that also a condition?
Yes, that is something that is not necessarily a detriment, but it certainly isn't something that sounds good. Actually, that's a unburnt fuel exploding in the pipe itself.
Okay.
Those are indicators of a lean condition and missed fuel management.
Well, there you have it. If you modify either your airbox or your exhaust, fuel management is a necessary step. So another question that we often get is, I live in California, roughly sea level. I'm going to take a trip across the country. I'm going to be traveling across the Rocky Mountains. My elevation is going to change. The air consistency is going to change. Do those things affect the fuel management, and what would I need to do?
All fuel injection systems that I know of that are out there right now have a way of measuring for barometric pressure, which is altitude, and also intake air temperature, which is air density. But a fuel injection system does know from their inputs changes in barometric pressure and air density.
Okay. Currently, we've got almost every bike coming out of the manufacturer fuel injected. When that first started happening, people were afraid to go away from the carburetor because they wanted to be able to continue to adjust. And that's where your line of product is absolutely phenomenal.
Absolutely. People have a tendency to be a little afraid of change. But with fuel injection, it's a positive thing, a very positive thing. And actually, life is much simpler with fuel injection, especially if you want to adjust it.
So let's take a look at some of the options you've got today. We've got the Power Commander 3.
3 was introduced about 2001, 2002 to replace our older serial port units.
About a year and a half ago, you came out with the Power Commander 5.
For introduction for the 09 model year, we came out with Power Commander 5. It's for fitment of everything 09 and up.
All right. Now, let's dig into the details of the two, which we're going to show on a separate video that shows exactly how to function a Power Commander 3 and the functions and all of the additional plugins for the Power Commander 5.
Thank you for watching this Cruiser Customizing Fuel Management Tip of the Week. Until next week, take care and ride safe.